Hello Synapse Fitness community and welcome to our stretch break video series. In this series and the video you are about to watch, we are going to be doing 3 to 4 stretches for one body area so that you can get the most out of your stretches in a quick amount of time. For each of those stretches, we are going to be holding for about 30 seconds for each side, but I encourage you that if you have the time, you play this video again so that you can get the most out of those stretches. But if not, stay tuned for a very brief stretching routine. Enjoy. In this video, we are going to be doing stretches for our hips and back from a chair. We will also, in the last one, use the chair while we are on the floor. So in this one, the first one we're gonna do, we're gonna have you scoot forward to the edge of your seat. You should be right there on the edge, as you can see. All right, and I want you to take a nice wide stance with those legs. And then we're going to be reaching forward as far as you feel comfortable to start stretching those hips and back. So you might rest here with your elbows on your knees, okay? And that might feel like a great stretch for you right there. Or if you feel comfortable, you can reach further towards the floor as long as you feel stable in your seat, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and hold that for 30 seconds. Here we go. I'm gonna go back up onto my knees for right now, but you should feel this pulling along your low back and potentially into your hips, depending on where you feel the tightest. And as you hold here, see if you can take in some deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe out, see if you can lean into it just a little bit more. Good job, just leaning into that stretch as far as is comfortable for you. All right, when you come up from this stretch, I want you to put your hands on your knees and push yourself up from there. The next up is that we are going to be doing a hamstring stretch for our legs. So I'm gonna turn just so that you can see the movement of my body a little bit better. I am still on the front edge of my seat, and I'm gonna go ahead and put one leg out in front of me with my toes pointed up. Now it's really important to be on the front edge so that you can get that leg straight down. Then I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. And with that tall posture, I'm gonna reach forward towards my toes as far as feels comfortable. And this is where I'm gonna hold while I breathe in. And as I breathe out, I see if I can just go a little bit further. You should feel a nice pull down the back of your leg. At no point in anything that we do should it feel painful. It may feel uncomfortable as you are stretching those muscles, but it should not be painful. If it is, please back off of the stretch. And see if you can relax other parts of your body as you move into that stretch. And if you're able to get all the way to those toes, good for you. But still remembering to stay fairly straight through your back as you're doing that. And let's go ahead and do the other side now. So we're gonna bring that leg up, and we're going to put the other leg out in front of us. Again, toes pointed up. Nice straight leg, sitting up tall, and then reaching forward towards those toes. Breathing in and out. Trying to go a little further as you do. And in and out. And it might feel different from one side to the other. And if you're not able to reach your toes, that is perfectly fine. Just do your best to move into that stretch. All right, let's gently come out of that. And then the next up is that we are going to do another hip stretch. And this one is hard for a lot of people. So see where you are at with this today, and it will get better over time. Now, the full stretch that we are going for is bringing one leg up and crossing the ankle over the opposite thigh to stretch this side and inside of the hip, okay? So from that position, sitting up as tall as you can, and that might be plenty of a stretch. Just getting your leg here might be plenty of a stretch. If this is hard for you, you can lower your other leg down so that it's not quite so much of a hip angle for you. But if you're able to have it up there, hold that position. Now, if you're somebody that needs more stretch, then you can focus on sitting tall and leaning forward into it to feel more in that hip. You might also feel this in your inner thigh, depending on where you are tight. Okay, so we can hold that position. And again, for me, I'm able to lean forward a little bit more. So with each out breath, I'm trying to lean into it a little bit. But maybe for you, it's you're just trying to sit up a little bit taller and get that stretch. Some people like to take that knee and pull it in or push it down as it changes the stretch a little bit. You can play around with what feels comfortable for you. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Put that leg down, bring the other one up. Again, you can be up here. You can have that other leg down a little bit. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. And if you're able, you can start leaning forward or potentially just stay right there. We're gonna hold here. I don't know about you, but I have a pretty big difference from my left to right side. My left side's a lot tighter than the other side. And then I'm gonna do that same thing I was doing before. I'm gonna try pulling up, seeing how that feels for me today. Maybe pushing down. But all the while, as I'm breathing, I'm trying to relax into that stretch some more. Very good. So our final stretch that we are going to do today for our hips and back is we're going to be stretching the hip flexors. And that's a really hard one to do while seated, all right, because they tend to get tight while we're sitting. So we are going to be moving towards the floor, okay, but there is another option for this as well, all right? If you are not comfortable getting on the floor today, then I recommend you do the stretch like so, where you're pushing that hip forward, okay? And then on the other side, you can do the same thing, pushing that hip forward. So this is the modification for this stretch. But to really get in and stretch those hip flexor muscles, we are going to be getting onto the ground. And I am grabbing a pillow here for my knee so that I can come down like so, all right, into a half kneeling position with one knee on the chair. Again, I'm going to try to come as upright as I can, moving those hips forward. All right, so kind of tucking my tailbone, pushing those hips forward, and boy, do I feel a stretch through the front of my thigh, but also up into the front of the hip, which is what we're really going for here. Okay, you can still have that chair nearby to hold on to for balance if you like. If you feel confident with your balance, you might get more of a stretch by even lifting that arm upright on that same side that you are stretching. So we're holding that, again, we're staying engaged, pushing that hip forward, tucking that tailbone. Being upright really matters. If you're down like this, you're not going to be feeling that stretch. So make sure your body is upright and that hip is forward. And let's go ahead and switch sides. So we'll come here, bring the other side up. Okay, you can take some more time to transition. At any point in time, you can always pause this video and pick it back up when you are ready. So again, I'm gonna come upright. I'm gonna push that hip forward so that I can get a good stretch through the front of the thigh and the front of the hip. And if you want, you could add in the arm, okay? Either not holding on at all, all right, or still holding onto that chair. This time I'm able to do that because I'm stretching this side of my body. Okay, good. And breathing in and out. Staying upright, make sure you're not leaning forward. Keep that body up, hips pushed forward, tailbone tucked. All right, and that is it for our hip and back stretches for today. So be careful coming up. You can use your chair if you need that extra support or pulling it in front of you to do so. Hope you enjoyed this quick stretch video series. This video is brought to you by Synapse Fitness Foundation, a nonprofit empowering people with Parkinson's to live their best lives through exercise, education, and connection to others. The presenter of today's video is Dr. Kelly Becker, physical therapist and founder of Synapse Fitness Foundation. If you found today's video useful, please click the like button and forward this video onto somebody that you think would find this useful. Thank you.